break into cybersecurity? There's a ton of content out there, and if you don't know where to start, it can be overwhelming, even paralyzing. So let's fix that. Welcome to Simply Cyber, a community of tens of thousands of aspiring and active cybersecurity professionals focused on networking, knowledge sharing, and professional development. I'm Dr. Gerald, Auger, Chief Content Creator at Simply Cyber, inviting you to get the answers to your cybersecurity problems with hundreds of cybersecurity videos answering your frequently asked questions, interviewing industry experts, and live streaming daily cyber threat briefings hosted by me. Now get the stories and insights you won't find anywhere else. Hit subscribe now and dig into all the fresh content on the channel and in the community. Nothing should stop you from launching and leveling up your cybersecurity career today. All right, good morning, everybody. What's cracking? Good morning. Today is Tuesday, November 14th, 2023. Welcome to episode number 494 of Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Briefing. I'm your host, Dr. Gerald Auger, and over the next 45 minutes, me, you, Carrie, Nelson Yee, Space Tacos, Ricardo, Mia, Dream Logic, B-Sec with the Yeet, Marcus Kyler's in here, I assume, with the Yeet, Kimberly, Terrence Billensey, Laura Flores, Tabitha Aukinsay. Good to see you folks over like Will Lopez with the with the Yep, Keith Crawford with the Yeet, Trisha Corticas, Ashley Sweeney, Marcus, my man, so many great people, so many old friends, new friends over on LinkedIn, YouTube squad members, long-timers and first-timers. We're all going to be shredding the top cybersecurity news stories of the day, and I'll be giving my expert opinion and analysis on each of those stories on what it means to you as a practitioner. So how can we drive cyber risk reduction today, next week, next quarter for our business stakeholders? And if you're looking to get in, blazing hot CUDA Chimera. I love it. Hey, listen. If you're looking to break into the industry, don't think that this is over your head. What we're going to be doing today is value add to you. You will be asked in any single job interview, how do you stay current in the industry? This podcast right here is a phenomenal answer. Believe that. Also, you're going to get exposed to terminology, concepts, and chat over here. Look at Marcus and Carrie and Laura, Michael, Kuda, Alana, GRC Zone. Listen. The networking is phenomenal. The people are supportive. The community is lovely. So get in here and have a good time. You're going to love it. But before we dig into the show, I'd love to give a shout out and thanks to the stream sponsors, starting with my good friend Eric Taylor over at Barricade Cyber. Listen, y'all, Barricade Cyber Solutions is dedicated to helping businesses from cyber attacks and recover from the damage done. Cyber attacks can cause massive issues for businesses and send dedicated, hardworking business owners into turmoil. But guess what? Guess what? Barricade Cyber Solutions knows what to do with threat actors. That's right. Yeet them out into the nether. Barricade Cyber Solutions can help you mitigate the damage done by cyber incidents. Believe that. Check them out at barricadecyber.com. Links in the description below. What's up with you, Trey Fisher? Good to see you. Now, I want to say what's up to Panoptcy Security as well. Holler at Panoptcy. Whoa, Kayla Sturgeon coming off the top rope.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Kayla Sturgeon. Great to see you. Thanks for the super chat. Good morning and happy Tuesday to you. Listen, Panoptcy Security, get a partner who understands your cyber program and your business goals. Brandon Poole and the whole team over there. I am an advisory board member over at Panoptcy Security as well. They can come into your business, whether you need a little bit of help or a lot of help, and be a fractional CISO, bring decades of experience to your business and straighten you out, get you focused on where you need to go in the short term and the long term to catch that low-hanging fruit, reduce massive cyber risk, and give you a plan to take your maturity from ad hoc and reactive up into proactive and optimized potentially. It's holla. All right. Panoptcy.com, Panoptcy.com. Links in the description below. Go check them out. I do love me some Panoptcy, also Antisyphon training, but more about them at the mid-roll. I want to remind you guys of a couple things. Hey, Leon Elliott, did you know, Leon, that I do not prepare or research any of these stories prior to going live? So what you're getting is my raw, rough, rugged, raw, straight from the hip, riding low on the hip on a train bound for glory take on these stories. So believe me, you're getting the fresh cuts. It's all about good times in here. Also, each episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, just like this one, is worth half a CPE. So be sure to say what's up in chat. Hashtag Team Live. Good to see you, Chris Young. Hashtag Team Live in chat if you're live. How many we got? 225 of you beautiful people. Let's go. And if you are Team Replay, guys, I saw Team Replay in the comments yesterday. Love all the comments. Love your thoughts and perspectives, whether it was on the story or on the meta of what we were talking about. Also, it cracked me up. I saw some people commenting, quoting things I said in the show yesterday, things I had forgot about, like taking the seatbelts and the brakes out of the car and delivering a death trap. I cracked up last night when I read that. I totally forgot. Anyways, hashtag Team Replay. Take a screenshot. Guys, take a screenshot of you commenting. I literally leave chat on stream, so it's permanently burned into the record. That way you always have evidence that can be supportive of your CPE claims. Also, just as a quick aside, you should have received your Simply CyberCon certificate of attendance with the CPEs yesterday. If you did not, we can get you sorted out. Check your spam folders, but shout out to the entire team for getting those out. Those certificates looked excellent, and I love that they were personalized. Everyday health fit just for you. Heck yeah. Welcome to the party. All right, guys, if you are a first-timer, I do love, you get a half a CPE, Christopher Young, one half. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it stacks, 2.5 a week, 10 a month. Hey, check it out. If today is your first episode, if 494 is where you're getting on the train, let us know in chat. Hashtag simply, oh, wait, what the hell? I'm sorry, Kennedy. I'm getting buffer overflowed over here. If today is your first episode, drop a hashtag first timer in chat. We love welcoming our first timers. There's no reason to be shy. Everybody here is super chill, super cool. Step into the light. Just say what's up. Hashtag simply, oh my God. Hashtag first timer. I am literally trying to do too many things at once, and you're watching me actively have my stack overflowed right now. Let me take a slug of coffee really quick. Oh, yeah. All right. So really quickly, I'm just getting this right now that we're doing this in real time. If you did not get the email with the certificate, oh my God, look at Flaming Donkey. Flaming Donkey in the house. I hadn't seen this before. Hello. That's Simply Cyber's APT. But listen, if you missed it, right here. Oh, wait, you can't see it on stream because of the way I got that thing. But anyways, there's a certificate button on stream. You can go ahead and download your own certificate of attendance right here. So get up on this. Go to simplycybercon.org, scroll to the bottom and type certificate. All right, we got some first timers in chat. What's up, 01J Justice?
Welcome to the party, pal.
Who else we got for a first timer? Randy W. Oh yeah, get your Bruce Willis on. Welcome to the party, pal. All right, guys, we got a lot going on. Sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over us in an awesome way. I'll see you guys at the mid-roll.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Tuesday, November 14th, 2023. I'm Rich Straffolino. Australian ports hit with cyber attack. A cyber attack against Australia's largest supply chain operator, DP World, resulted in it shutting down land operation at ports in Sydney, Melbourne, Fremantle, and Brisbane. This came as a result of DP World proactively disconnecting its IT network. No word on more specifics about the attack from the victim. Media reports remain conflicted. The Sydney Morning Herald claims the attackers did not use ransomware, but security researcher Kevin Beaumont says threat actors used Citrix Bleed to deploy ransomware. Freight transports remain stuck in port, although ships already docked could unload cargo.
All right, so a couple things to unpack here. Okay, one, Australia has been getting hammered, and not in the, woo, we're going to Cancun, baby, where they're getting hammered in like a Bohica way. Which is an inside joke that I'm not going to explain. But basically, Australia is taking it on the chin. They had Optus, their major telecom provider, go down last Wednesday, in fact, because Worldwide Wednesday got screwed over because Australia was offline. They've had their healthcare providers, one of their bigger ones, get a massive data breach recently. And now the ports are getting screwed. Now, a couple things here. One, like Australia has been passing some legislation around if a company gets breached, they're going to have to pay a major fine. When that came out last year, and I can pull it up if you guys don't believe me, but when it came out last year, I was like, how on earth is Australia, like, this is fine, legislation, whatever. Ooh, boogeyman. Ooh, legislation's going to scare you. But when it happens to the first major player in Australia, let's see if there's teeth to this law. And frankly, I didn't think there would be because, straight cash, homie.
Straight cash, homie.
The bigwigs who make the big money often help politicians with their campaigns. So we've seen major businesses get majorly screwed over by cyber attacks, and none of these like fines coming forward. So I haven't seen any of that. Secondly, Australian ports, dude, Australia is an island country. Ports are probably pretty important. I'm not a transportation person, but I have to imagine all the medicine, all the energy, all the food, all the resources that need to come into Australia, farming equipment, manufactured toys, Christmas is around the corner, right? Country hams, like whatever needs to come in, it's coming across a boat more than likely. So for the ports to get screwed, to me, this is actually a more significant impact to Australia than it would be to say, United States or something like that. Because you could go down the port from like, Charleston up to Baltimore or whatever. Like there's alternatives, right? Now the next thing is they said that it's not a ransomware attack. Kevin Beaumont, aka Gossie the dog, aka a really well-respected security researcher. If you do not know Kevin Beaumont or Gossie the dog in our industry, I strongly encourage you get to know him. Look up his information. I think his blog is called Double Pulsar, which is a play on the NSA tool Double Pulsar that got leaked in the Vault 7 attack. Anyways, Kevin Beaumont is legit. I really would like to get him on Simply Cyber, frankly, because he's so legit. He said it's a ransomware attack. So if he said it's a ransomware attack, Two Thumbs and Smiles thinks it's a ransomware attack. The only reason that the shipping giant DP World could possibly decline to say it's a ransomware attack is what we say all the time. When you say you're officially, had an incident and there's a breach, like certain words in our industry trigger certain mechanisms in insurance policies, in activating incident response and all the things, right? So I'm sure what they're trying to do is manage the blast radius of this particular cyber incident. If I had to imagine, not if I had to, but if I imagine for a second, DP World is probably trying to take care of their internal issues, right? And by taking care of their internal issues, that's where all their energy and focus is. So if you say, hey, listen, we also want to announce that it's an incident, there's a lot of external things that start going on. PR, customer base. And when I say customers, I'm not talking about me and you buying country hams from them off the dock or anything like that. We're talking about people who paid DP World to ship, medicine from Europe to Australia, medicine that could expire because it doesn't get to like a refrigerant, temperature controlled, and it expires on the dock, right? Or organs, right? Who knows? Like organs have to get shipped, right? So I know that that's a little macabre, but my point is things expire. Things have shelf life sometimes. So if it's going to expire in the milk crate on the shipping dock, DP World's going to have to compensate, and they're going to have to deal with all of those problems. So in my mind, they're super focused on internal and trying to kick the can down the road on external, if I had to guess. Now, Kevin Beaumont could give an AF about DP World and their incident response stuff. He's just reporting. I mean, he's not really a journalist, but he's just reporting on what it is. So I'm hearing this also the DP World, just to give you guys perspective. DP World's responsible for 40% of all cargo going into Australia. They could have issues until Christmas, and it took down 4 ports. Thank you, BSEC, our resident transportation person. This is a major attack, okay? Like, when I say major, if you're breaking into industry or whatever, you should be aware of this attack. It's not going to make as much pub because it's just a ransomware attack, but the impact, the downstream supply chain impact to individuals, to businesses, to the country of Australia, frankly, is significant. This isn't good. Hearts and prayers go out to DP World and, a speedy recovery. But chances are, we saw this with Maersk during NotPetya, and they got hosed as well. And so anyways, yeah, be mindful of that. Obviously, if you work in transportation, this is a story to put a pin in and flag immediately.
AI companies join on the Christchurch call to action. The CTA came in the wake of the 2019 mass killings at a New Zealand mosque aimed at curbing the spread of terrorist content online. At a summit in Paris, OpenAI and Anthropic announced they joined the project, as well as Discord and Venmo. While the CTA does not impose reporting requirements on companies and governments, former New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern maintains that using these AI systems can reduce the human cost of moderation with more reliability and speed. Generative AI.
Yeah, speed. Okay, so check it out. Couple things. One, way to go, New Zealand. New Zealand, you may recognize this woman. Her name is Jacinda Ardern. She made big waves or whatever. She came onto my radar during the pandemic, where she basically put a kibosh on import and export of humans into New Zealand, and they had like an infection rate of 0 for a hot minute, and then they were basically just delaying the inevitable. But anyways, so she was pretty popular. Definitely going to get reelected. Now they're talking in New Zealand about OpenAI and using it for suppressing terrorist content. Christchurch is a really cool city. I've actually been there. They had a 2019 mass killing, which sucks. I didn't know about that. They had an earthquake in the early 2000s, which devastated Christchurch. So they've had a lot of issues down there. But I guess they're using New Zealand as a hotbed simply because I would think because of the terrorist attack in Christchurch, they're using it as an opportunity to host where they're going to use AI to moderate content. Guys, AI, excuse me, AI is just a tool. It can be weaponized for good. It can be weaponized for bad. I mean, obviously, I love the idea of using it for good and helping. Curbing, like, dude, here's the reality. Okay, here's the reality, because I make content for YouTube and Twitter and LinkedIn and stuff. The reality is there's way more humans creating content than there are humans that can moderate content. Yes, we can use like keywords and flagging and all this, but just thinking about the sheer volume of content that you'd have to review by a human to say yes or no, even if you had like really clear understanding lines of what is acceptable and what's not acceptable. It's still a lot of work. And you can't use keywords or regexes, regular expressions, to say if this word shows up, then ban the message, because maybe it's not hate speech. Maybe it's speaking out about that type of hate speech, right? Like, condemning it. So you get into this like weird, funky area, but AI has the ability, if you guys didn't know this, AI has the ability to kind of assess intent or emotion or, the vibes of the message. So it's a little bit easier to determine if this is intended to be hurtful or, just hate speech, right? So I do appreciate this. Again, like everything else, this isn't really a cybersecurity story, but like everything else with AI, you've got to remember AI isn't freaking magic. It's literally built on large language models. You need to look at what the large language model data set is, because that's going to inform the AI. If you're building it on just United States data, which, by the way, a lot of large language models, like a significant portion of their data set is US based content, look into it. It's not like, Africa gets 1/5 of content into LLMs for OpenAI, and Asia gets 1/5, and Europe gets 1/5. It's like 40 to 50% US. Okay. So anyways, my point is, you got to ask, where's the data set coming from? Whose perspectives? Because the AI is just generating it based on what it knows. And if it's being taught based on all that stuff, there are challenges. I won't get into it because I don't like to kind of dabble in those waters, but I would encourage you to like ask one of these Dolly 3s or Mid Journeys to draw a picture of a doctor and ask it 100 times and see kind of what the distribution of what a doctor looks like, and see if it's pretty even or if it's pretty skewed. Spoiler alert, just to save you time, it will be skewed on what a doctor looks like.
AI threatens to dismantle terrorist content detection.
And that's just an example to illustrate how these large language models can be biased and how you have to be careful with it, right? You can't just say, sorry to go back to this. You can't just say like, oh, we've written a AI bot that can moderate, because, it may have biases that could lead it to make, allow some content. Whoa, cyber vibe for you. Welcome to the party, pal. Cyber vibe for you. You get 5 Bruce Willises. There you go.
With that last story in mind, Wired spoke with Tech Against Terrorism Executive Director Adam Hadley about how generative AI systems could be used to thwart existing controls around terrorist content. These approaches have relied on hashing systems shared by tech platforms. However, Hadley's organization now sees roughly 5,000 pieces of AI-generated or altered terrorist content a week that get around these hashes. The organization also warned that high-quality AI translations could lead to content being quickly shared with more personalized messages across regions. Hadley said it's working with Microsoft to use its trove of terrorist content to create a system that preemptively looks for newly generated content using that dataset.
Okay, so I will say CISO series, who's, the podcast we're listening to, even though these aren't really cyber stories, I do appreciate that when they do something like this AI thing, they have another story that kind of counters or provides an additional vibe on it. So check this out. Again, guys, AI is just a tool, right? It's just a tool in the toolbox. How you use it is a human decision. And if you use it for maliciousness or for righteousness, that's a human decision. So on the first part, we're talking about using it to moderate hateful content, extremist content, which who wouldn't want that, right? Who wouldn't want it to just be knocked out? Extremists, whatever, social terrorists, if you want to call them that, whatever, they are using AI created content also to get around these things. Guys, this is a perfect parallel to cyber threat actors and defenders and blue teamers like us. Okay, here's the deal. We come up with some control, right? We come up with, really, honestly, this gives me vibes, and people in chat, Team Replay, let me know what your thoughts are on this. This gives me vibes of like antivirus technology. So back in the day, we used to use signature-based definitions. You would use hashes of malicious files, and that's why you'd have to download data dictionary or dictionaries of definitions and keep your antivirus updated and all that stuff. And it was like incredibly trivial once threat actors figured out that they could just, add a space in their source code, recompile and off and running. And with automation, like signature-based attacks are stupid now, or like signature-based defenses are dumb. So in this instance, they've been using hashes to like figure out if it's AI generated or not. And now they're extremists are using AI tools to quickly make new content fast. So what's going to happen, just like antivirus, is we're going to have to kind of move to more of a behavioral based analysis of what the AI content is. What is the intent? What is the vibes? There was a news story maybe a month ago about how some of the larger AI vendors, your OpenAI, your 11 Labs, all those, we're going to start watermarking their AI content. It wouldn't be visible to humans, but it would be visible to a computer, kind of the way steganography is. And they would actually, it kind of was steganography. They were hiding watermark data into generated AI content in order to allow systems to identify if the content was AI generated. Again, listen, you cannot introduce a blanket rule that says if AI generated, then delete or then censor or then suppress, because people are going to use AI content in their workflows for legitimate supportive business, right? Think about humanitarian efforts and, PR for like collecting donations. Wouldn't it be nice to have AI help you write marketing copy to get donations from certain demographics, right? So like there is use cases that are completely appropriate. So you can't just use this ban hammer on generative AI content. So, but anyways, threat actors know this and they're bypassing it. Also, we see this with phishing emails. Threat actors, since AI came out back in March, threat actors have been using it to develop more believable phishes, more likely to pass through security email gateway phishes and stuff like that. So this is what's up. This story should come as no surprise to me. It's not really cyber related. However, extremists using AI content to make new terrorist type content is the same as cyber threat actors using AI tools to generate cyber threat actor tooling in their cyber attacks. Okay. So we just got to be mindful, guys. We're not, here's the reality. And I've said this for months. The freaking toothpaste is out of the tube. We're not sticking AI toothpaste back into the AI tube, right? It's out. So what our choices are is stick our head in the sand and wait for the end, or face it like cybersecurity people, just deal with it and make the best of it, move forward. It's going to be work. It's going to be a lot of work dealing with this. We can use it for our own advancements and advantages and workflows, but also be mindful that threat actors are going to use it, and we have to move forward with the context of how we're going to defend it. It's work, okay? That's the long and short of it.
Google sues to stop fake Bard ads. The search giant filed a lawsuit in the Northern District of California against unnamed actors in India and Vietnam. The lawsuit claims these threat actors target SMBs with Facebook ads, pages, and posts, claiming to offer a download of its Bard LLM. Google says these ads become particularly confusing as it also advertises its free Bard services on Facebook. These ads install malware that steals social media credentials. Google claims it's already issued over 300 takedown requests for these ads.
Hey, ChatGPT, I am sorry I've been delinquent on this.
Shall we play a game?
It took us 3 AI stories. Apparently today is the daily AI threat briefing, not the cyber threat briefing. But anyways, we'll get our AI on. Okay, so Google's suing to block AI ads preying on small businesses. That's good. Again, AI is being used by everybody. Marketing people are all up in it. Sales people are all up into it. Now, Google is suing. You can imagine that Google is suing explicitly to stop or block AI ads. That Google isn't really into. Google isn't into making money. They're into making money, but they make so much money that it's like whatever. So I think they're doing this more to just stop. Hackers are posting ads offering you to download Bard AI chatbot, which is free web-based platform, isn't available through download. Okay. Guys, here's the deal. I hope this goes through. This is a perfect opportunity to educate your end users, okay? This is plain and simple. Dude, whether it is FIFA World Cup in Qatar, whether it's the Masters in Augusta, whether it's the Super Bowl, whether it's the company picnic, whether it's, scholarship, NCAA tickets, a dry erase board, get it while it's hot. We're giving them away. Free desk. Who wants a standing desk upgrade? Like whatever it is, this is a classic hot topic that, they say preying on small businesses, but honestly, they're preying on anyone. Google, Bard is a website. Like Bard's a tool that you can access through a web app, okay? Threat actors are basically saying, hey, you can download it. Dude, scammers are going to scam. Threat actors are going to threat act. Dude, this is like just straight fraud. Yes, a cyber threat actor could create a fake download say it's Bard AI, you install it, it's a straight Trojan. Maybe they go all the way and it's like a web browser where it accesses Bard, but they still are on your box, running code, C2 infrastructure, key logging, like whatever, stealing your creds, Redline Info Stealer, Raccoon, whatever. It doesn't matter, okay? There is a version of the story where it's Trojanized software and threat actors are going to do it. There's also a version of the story. And dude, I'm telling you, you got to be mindful of these enterprising fraud pricks. There's a version, an SMB is a small and medium-sized business queued up. SMB is small and medium-sized business. So think like 500 employees or less would be like medium-sized. Well, usually to me, a small business is like 50 employees or less. Medium size is like 51 to like say 1,000, right? You know, it kind of varies, right? Because you can have like a really, really high-end revenue generating business with like not a lot of people. And then enterprises are like, over, a couple thousand people. Okay. Here's the deal. So you've got your cyber criminals who are installing rootkits and Trojans and all that other jazz. But in my opinion, the more likely example here is fraudulent pricks, right? I get to say prick twice here today. Fraudulent pricks 3 times who are capitalizing on something that's absolutely free, and then they bundle it up and then they sell it, right? Oh, hey, we're adding value. Here's a quick little interface. You want to use AI? You've heard of AI. Hey, unsuspecting rube, you've heard of AI, right? Well, here is a solution that gives you access. And we've developed like this crazy, awesome AI tool. Go ahead, put anything in. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I heard of AI, but I didn't realize how powerful it was. And all it is a front end to Bard AI. The fraudulent charlatan hasn't done anything except create an interface into Bard AI. And Google is saying this is hot trash. Like basically, people are getting victimized because of their ignorance of knowing what the options are in the market. Okay. So this is in my opinion, obviously cyber threat actors are going to do Trojans and stuff. But in my opinion, this is like one of those strike while the iron's hot if you're a fraud. Because basically eventually people are going to figure out that this is like a website you can just use for free. But that's what's up. All right. We got 410 people. I think 423 is our record. Okay, let's get on to the next one.
Now a word from our sponsor, Sysdig. For businesses innovating in the cloud,
take care, Peter Lee.
Counts. Sysdig strengthens cyber resilience by reducing the attack surface, detecting threats in real time, and accelerating incident response. Their platform correlates signals across cloud workloads, identities, and services to enable businesses to prioritize risk and act decisively. Sysdig. Secure every second.
All right, here we go. Hey, for the folks who are first timers here, like my man Randy W, check it out. Here's what we do on the mid-roll. All right, y'all. I want to thank all of you for being here. Definitely appreciate it. Does the volume go down when I slide the slide? Does the volume go down on the music when I slide the slider? It goes down in my ear, but I don't know if it goes down for you guys. Let me know in chat if you could. Guys, I want to thank all of you for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you to the stream sponsors, Barricade Cyber Solutions, Panoptcy Security, and Antisyphon Training. Listen, guys, Antisyphon Training is here to disrupt the cyber training industry. Straight crushing it, homie. They are disrupting the cybersecurity training industry by providing high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone, regardless of their financial position. Don't let money, right? Straight cash. Don't let money stop you from getting excellent training. Antisyphon Training has very affordable, very good information security training. On top of that, if you go to the link in the description below, go to training, go to pay what you can training. These particular courses, not all of them, but these particular courses, you can get for $0, right? Go to their pay what you can training and look at their calendar of events, right? Active Defense and Cyber Ascension, taught by John Strand himself. I actually have a video on the Simply Cyber channel where I took this course and give you a full breakdown of what the course is and how great it is. I loved it. John Strand was the keynote speaker of Simply CyberCon this year. He is the instructor. The man is a force. He has his own emote. That's how awesome this guy is, John Strand. So check it out. Go to the link in the description below and holler on it, okay? Also, guys, if you're getting educational value or entertainment value, do me a favor and do a favor for someone who's going to be a first-timer tomorrow. Hit the like button on YouTube. Hitting the like button on YouTube goes a long way to triggering the algorithm to telling other people what we're doing here. 414 of you amazing people, 414 of you are here today because at some point, someone hit the like button and it floated into your stream. I know some of you have been here a very long time, and I genuinely appreciate you hitting the like button every single day. Thank you so very much. Yep, just guys, we got episode 500 coming up. What? 425 people on stream. New record. New record. We are gonna blow the top off. Okay, guys. Hey, hashtag Simply Cyber Community Challenge. Listen, we've been running this campaign for a while. Troublemaker, aka Kevin Dawkins, currently has the baton. Troublemaker, do me a favor and tag somebody in chat. Here is the deal, guys. Yes, this is a record. 425 is a record. Thank you all. Guys, listen, if you would like to supercharge your LinkedIn feed and get a supportive professional network that's awesome, okay? Go on LinkedIn, search for this hashtag. We have made this ourselves. Hashtag Simply Cyber Community Challenge. It is gangbusters, okay? Go on LinkedIn, search for this hashtag. Now, here's the work. For 5 minutes a day, if you want to invest in your career, 5 minutes a day, go on LinkedIn, search for this hashtag. Connect with the people posting, comment on their post, connect with the people in comments. The next person who comes through, get ready for it. They will connect with the person posting, they will comment, and they will connect with the people who are commenting. And guess what? You just commented, so they will connect with you. 5 minutes a day for 2 weeks, you will see the power and the impact of the Simply Cyber Community Challenge. Believe that, but you have to take the steps yourself. Troublemaker, please tag someone in chat. Would love for you to do that. And let's rock and roll. Hey, CJ, today's your first day. Heck yeah, man. Let's do this right now. CJ, first day. Let's get the volume up. Welcome to the party, pal. Okay, guys, really quickly, because I was flipping out about our new record number, 427 of you. First of all, yes, so amazing. 430. You guys are freaking awesome. Freaking love the Simply Cyber community. You guys are amazing. So every day of the week has a special segment. Yesterday was Callan's Art of the Week. Before we get back into the news, Tuesdays are Tidbits Tuesday, which is basically I share a little bit about myself to see if we resonate with each other. I started taking notes down so I wouldn't forget. Okay, so check it out. Here's a little Tidbits Tuesday about me. Recently, first of all, going to the movies. I love going to the movies, but I'm the guy who has to get there 30 minutes before because I got to get my popcorn. I want to get my seat. I don't want any distractions. I'm super, just over the top neurotic about it. And with the advancement, you youngs don't know. Back in the day, you couldn't get assigned seating. You'd have to get there early and fight people for a good seat. Assigned seating at movie theaters, chef's kiss. Definitely one of my favorite advancements of the 21st century. AI is not bad. Cyber is pretty good. Assigned seating in movie theaters, let's go.
SSH connection keys vulnerable to attacks. Researchers at the University of
440?
San Diego.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, Kennedy. Holy Jesus. Guys, we got episode 500 next week. If we could get 500, that would be bananas. But to the 441 of you here, thank you so much. You guys are all freaking amazing. I hope you get value from the Simply Cyber community. That's what we're doing here. We're trying to pump each other up. We're trying to make everybody better and give access to opportunity, resources, and network. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Demonstrating that many cryptographic keys used in SSH traffic can become vulnerable to complete compromise due to computational errors during connection. This impacts keys using the RSA cryptographic algorithm used in about a third of SSH signatures. Errors in those keys results in an exposed private key to the host in about 1 in a million instances. This opens the door to potentially obtaining a private key through passive observation of traffic.
All right. So, okay. So they're saying here, I don't even know how they discovered this, honestly. I don't know how they discovered this, but like 1 in a million chance. I mean, I kind of like those percentages, right? Like you'd want SSH to be secure 100% of the time, but like 1 in a million. A couple things would have to happen here. I almost wonder if this is like academic research, frankly. Let me see. I'm going to just search for the word university. Yep, here we go. Okay, like again, I'm not saying this isn't valuable, but Keegan Ryan, a researcher at UCal San Diego, one of the authors of the research, this thing smacks with academic research, okay? Really, really cool concept, really, really interesting. 450 of you people here. Jesus, you guys are killing it today. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you. It's good to see Australia back online. So here's the deal. SSH is used to make a remote connection to Linux servers. Now, it's not really SSH that's compromised here. It is the certificate that you use to authenticate. So in real practice, in case you guys don't know, when you SSH into a box, yes, you can use username and password, but most times you're going to use a certificate because it's more secure, right? It's like you can't guess a certificate. Well, they're saying in this particular attack, if you are passively observing the network connection, then there's a 1 in a million chance that you could basically sniff the SSH key by flipping a bit. I'm not going to go too deep into the research here, but listen, here's a couple things. One, you would have to be monitoring the network connection and know that an SSH attempt is about to be made. Two, you would have to get that 1 in a million chance to strike and flip the right bit and get that certificate. And then three, basically be successful at it. If you were able to do that, remember, if you have a system that is so sensitive that a 1 in a million chance is an unacceptable risk to your organization, two things. One, you could be rotating SSH keys like, every 500,000 times you log in, which is still a lifetime. Okay. So like you could rotate the certificates annually and that would be fine. Two, it's very likely that those systems have additional controls. So if I log in with the SSH with the cert and it gets cracked by some threat actor and they log in, chances are there's going to be audit logs. There's going to be detections, maybe even saying like, hey, someone's logging in. Because remember, at the network, you got to know where the packets are coming from. So if I'm logging in from United States all the time and all of a sudden there's an SSH authentication from Cambodia, alarm bells are going off. Okay. Like it's okay. So defense in depth. This is really cool. It does put a little splinter, kind of like a hairline fracture on your iPhone or your Android device of SSH's security, or certificate security. But in reality, let's be real. This is academic research. Again, not downplaying it. It's just, you're not looking for an alternative to SSH in your environment based on this research.
Hive infrastructure starts buzzing again. A new report from Bitdefender found that the ransomware group Hunters International acquired the source code and underlying infrastructure of the now defunct Hive threat group. A coordinated law enforcement action took down part of Hive back in January. The new group racked up 5 victims so far, although researchers note it does differ from Hive with a greater emphasis on data exfiltration, often leaving victims unencrypted.
All right. So I do find this interesting. A couple things. One, if you guys remember Hive was, here we go. Listen, U.S. Department back in January took down the Hive ransomware threat actor group. All right. It made big story. Okay. $130 million ransom demands. It was a joint effort. Jenny has the baton. Jenny Housley has the baton. Let's go. All right. So check it out. Hive ransomware went down. Now here's something that you should know. And if you're feeling fancy, you could bust this out in a job interview. Anytime a threat actor group is taken down, a ransomware threat actor group, you got to remember the law enforcement wants, and I said this yesterday on stream, law enforcement wants to kick down the door and physically arrest the perpetrators involved with the ransomware group, and they want to take down the infrastructure. Now, remember, they don't usually get all of the threat actors. In addition, they can take down the infrastructure, but that code that runs it's easy. It's trivial to duplicate code. So there's probably backups, right? There's like, 3.5-inch floppy disks. You got one of 12, right? If you're an old gray hair like me, you know about the floppy disk 1 of 12 to install like Photoshop or something. They have backups. So whenever a major threat actor goes down, usually within some period of time, it resurfaces. Now, they're calling themselves Hunters International, okay? They're calling themselves Hunters International, but because we as cyber defenders can use things like TTPs, go look at MITRE ATT&CK. James McQuiggan, congrats on 450. Yes, 500 for 500. Way to go, Gerald. Everyone go smash the like button. Love that Jenny has the baton. Greetings from Copenhagen. Thank you, James McQuiggan.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
110%, James. 450 is amazing. You guys are all amazing. And next week, we're going to have massive giveaways on the 500th episode. You're not going to want to miss it. Stay tuned. I'll try to get a couple minutes of jaw jacking. I do have to go teach right after stream, so I won't be able to do jaw jacking. But anyways, hey, Adam Lowe. Anyways, long story short, we're able to tell because of TTPs and attribution when like Hive source code is being reused by a different threat actor, okay? So it's not random. Second of all, and to me, this is the most interesting part, like the resurfacing of a threat actor under a new name, that's just something everybody should know. But here's what's interesting. There is a transition in our industry. For a while, okay, really quick, let me tell you this. For a while, it was threat actors doing ransomware, encrypt and take money, okay? We saw it with like, Conti's a bad example. We saw it with early ransomware threat actors, okay? Like WannaCry was actually North Korea and they weren't even really trying to get money. They were just whatever. But it was very much like get paid, get paid, get paid. Then Conti Ransomware Group came on the scene and they're like, bro, not everyone's paying us. Let's steal their data since we're going to be in there anyways. And then we'll do double extortion technique. And Conti really pioneered the double extortion where they would ransomware you and steal your data. And they'd either sell you the decryption keys, but if you didn't pay them, that's fine because they're going to sell your data either back to you so no one else gets it or to somebody else on, a competitor or sell it on the dark web. Who cares? We're getting paid.
Straight cash, homie.
Okay. Straight cash, homie. Okay. And now, after Clop ransomware, Clop ransomware basically stopped doing the encryption piece, okay? So the encryption piece is kind of fading away, and now it's just data exfil and selling the data and embarrassing and all that. So, I mean, you can't even call it ransomware, frankly, anymore because it's not really encrypting and holding it for, I mean, I guess it is ransomware. It's just a different variation because they're not ransoming your data and selling it back to you via the decryption key. They've stole a copy of it and they're selling it back to you so no one else gets it, right? It's just interesting, this evolution of going from straight encryption to double extortion to no longer doing the encryption and just selling data. Hunters International, that's what they're doing. They're not encrypting. Clop ransomware just did it with Move It. I have to imagine that threat actors are identifying that either there's really good controls in place to prevent encryption of enough assets to be worthwhile. Two, victims are not paying the ransom to get the decryption keys anymore, so they're just not wasting their time and energy on the decryption. On the encryption. Or three, they're making more money with the data exfil and selling it back. If I had to guess, it's because the security controls are getting better. I mean, dude, we've been dealing with this for like 6 years. A lot of vendors have had time to innovate and iterate over product and be able to make good products to deal with ransomware. So now that's like less of an issue, the data exfil. And by the way, honestly, Clop ransomware, they made so much money. They're still digging out of all of the data that they stole from the Move It breach. So, you know what I mean? Or the Move It vulnerability that led to massive breaches all over the place. So Hunters International probably looks across the table at Clop ransomware driving a Bentley, and they're like, I want a Bentley.
Straight cash, homie.
EU cyber support for Ukraine. The EU security agency ANISA formally signed an agreement on cybersecurity support with Ukraine's National Cybersecurity Coordination Center and
Okay.
Administration of
Michael's
the
got
State
the
Service of
baton.
Special
All right, good
Communications
stuff.
and Information Protection. While the bulk of this centers around short-term structure cooperation actions, it also covers long-term goals around awareness and resilience, focus on critical infrastructure, and information sharing. This comes after the European Commission invited Ukraine to begin membership talks with the EU last week. Experian.
All right, so a couple of things here that are kind of weird. One, EU formalizes cybersecurity support for Ukraine. I don't know, dude. I always get kind of exhausted with bloat and bureaucracy. Like the EU and the United States and Five Eyes has been delivering cybersecurity support for Ukraine since March of 22, right? Ever since Russia lined up its troops on the border and freaking attacked Ukraine. So formalizing it is kind of interesting, but whatever. This is all, to me, this is all part of the, I hate to use the term noose tightening, but it's metaphorically the right word to use. Not in a bad way, but as NATO and Western Western philosophy governments are trying to bring Ukraine into NATO in a way that doesn't upset Russia and cause all these further attacks and stuff, they're putting in place the things that basically a NATO country would have access to and be part of without officially saying Ukraine is NATO. So them formalizing the cybersecurity support is just further constricting that, not constricting, but defining that alliance between Ukraine and NATO countries and all the benefits that come with that membership of being a part of that crew, right? So they're getting cybersecurity support from the EU. Specifically, they say cyber awareness and the ability to boost resilience. So whatever. I mean, I guess they get access to some training, right? Maybe the DoD is going to give them that awful awareness security training with the guy with the blue vest who wants you to let him in. Alignment of legislation and implementation of NIS2, which I don't know, but it's focused on critical infrastructure. Okay, so alignment of legislation. So, okay, what are you going to you're going to tell Ukraine how you're doing laws and they're going to follow it? They didn't really need to be, formally in here. Anyone can Google the way that the EU is doing their cyber legislation and copy paste. And then systematic knowledge and sharing to enhance situational awareness. To me, this right here, this third bullet is probably the most valuable. The first two bullets, I mean, you can get from ChatGPT. All right. I hate to be so flippant about it, but this third one right here, this is the value add that you don't get unless you're invited into the circle. Systematic knowledge and information around situational awareness. This is telemetry from secure systems in the EU, Germany's honeypots or whatever. It's basically telemetry to say, hey, listen, we're seeing an increase in activity of attacks on this type of system, or hey, we're seeing exploits of this type of technology. You should be mindful of that. And information sharing, to take it the other way, right? As far as offensive security capabilities. Hey, the EU has found a 0-day and we've weaponized it in order to use it as a cyber weapon in our arsenal. Ukraine, here's a copy. Be careful you don't shoot your fingers off. But that's another way of information sharing. It's not all about telemetry and defense and Yara rules and Sigma, right? Sometimes it's offensive capabilities, right? So be mindful of that. I'm not surprised. At the TLDR, to me, this is just further aligning Ukraine with NATO.
Takes a pass on identity protection. Last year, security researcher Brian Krebs reported on a flaw in the credit bureau Experian, which could allow anyone to re-register accounts to a different email address. This could be done without any prior notice or authentication from existing credentials and let an attacker change information or unfreeze credit. Flash forward to today, and Krebs found the issue hasn't been fixed. Someone registered his account under a different email address. Krebs was able to reestablish access using the same flaw. Experian allows for resetting a password using any phone number and a person's social security number, along with publicly available information, things like past addresses. While Experian does send notice to an old email address that information has changed, It does not seek any verification. Equifax and TransUnion require email verification before accepting any changes.
All right. Well, this isn't good. A couple things. One, Brian Krebs. I haven't seen him in the news in a while, but honestly, he is an OG cyber and kind of journalist that is definitely worth knowing. Krebs on security.com. Definitely go check him out. He's basically saying in the United States, there's 3 major credit bureau agencies. There's really 4, but 3 of them are like the big dogs. And he is saying that somebody registered him at Experian, and Experian allowed it to happen using an old email or a new email account. What I do think is funny is that he was able to thwart the attacker by using the same vulnerability to re-register his account with an email address he had. The information you need to do this is Social Security and birthday, which, frankly, is easy to get, very easy to get. Exactly. So I guess a couple things. One, I strongly encourage you freeze your credit. It is a pain in the A, but it can help prevent people from committing identity theft and getting taking out credit cards, loans, etc. in your name. This particular issue, hopefully with Krebs surfacing this to Experian as a big problem, Experian will take action on that. But this isn't good. Guys, as we make life online and the ability to access things online and do business online, threat actors are going to do that. So if you want, as Alana said in chat, this is a good opportunity to educate your end users. A lot of people don't think of credit bureaus until they need to take out a home loan or a credit card or get, buy a car or something like that. But this thing is ever living, ever breathing, and they know a lot about you and your spending habits, right? So having somebody else compromise your credit, especially in the United States, is not good. Your credit defines what you have access to, right? So I'm not a big fan of these private businesses being like in so much power and having so much data on us, but unfortunately that's the system. So Krebs on security, go check it out. And thanks to Brian Krebs, he gets harassed by threat actors quite often, frankly. So it's not an easy job. Christopher Krebs is not Brian Krebs. I don't know, Valentino, if you're joking or not, but Christopher Krebs, the former, I want to say like cyber czar or NSA director, he is different than Brian Krebs. Brian Krebs is different. And I just really quickly want to say shout out to Michael. So, hey, guys, we're down to 414 people. I don't know if someone shared on social media and we had a surge or people had to leave. I don't know, but we definitely straight crushed it. That's going to do it for today's stream. Really quickly, guys, I wanted to let everybody know because this is a pretty cool opportunity. I did pin it in the YouTube chat I think it's for the next 2 weeks, maybe up until Friday next week. Let's Defend, the training platform focused on SOC. They have fundamentals and stuff. I've played with their platform before. They are literally running a 50% off promotion if you use my code SimplyCyber50 at checkout. So if you've played with Let's Defend, if you're looking to learn SOC training and you want to get hands-on in a lab, get 50% off, guys. SimplyCyber50, definitely worth checking out. Woo, guys, I had a wonderful time this morning with you guys. Unbelievable. Thanks, Troublemaker. Unbelievable. Knocking out 450. I am super, super excited to share that on social media with everybody, with the community. Guys, genuinely from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I know it sounds mushy or emotional, but like I really, really genuinely believe that we are making a difference here with the daily threat briefing. Like I do the produced videos on the stream. I do the Simply Cyber Live on Thursdays with industry guests and stuff. And I do some other stuff in the community. But for me, the daily cyber threat brief it's the one, it's the hammer. It's the thing that we're doing that really makes, they all make a difference, but like, I really feel like the community, the way to kick off your day, if you're, in the United States, or it's just it's amazing. Okay, so thank you. I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for sharing with others, for giving ideas and making the show better, for commenting, for being supportive, for being inclusive, for welcoming first-timers like Randy today. It's just, we've come a long way, and it just continues to get better and better. And it's not because of me. It's because of all of you. And shout out to the mod team. You're welcome, Valentino, for the 50% off. You're welcome. Shout out to the mod team who have been with me and Simply Cyber for a very long time. Justin Gold, BSEC, Joel, Aaron, Josh Mason, Jenny Housley, Kimberly, Eric Taylor, Jesse, who's relatively new. It's just, Jenny, I could not do the show the way I do it without you guys. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I genuinely appreciate it. All right, guys, it's 9:00. I've got to go teach at the Citadel. We've got a special episode for you this Thursday. Remember, episode 500, really quickly, because we're going to start promoting this and everything on very soon. Episode 500 will be on November 22nd. On episode 500, we will be doing massive giveaways. We have Try Hack Me giveaways. We have TCM Academy giveaways. We have ACI Learning giveaways. We have Simply Cyber School giveaways. I'm going to be, I've made the decision that on episode 500, we're going to replace YouTube chat with Discord chat. And I know we've done it once before. I typically reserve it for April Fool's Day, but I feel because we're celebrating on 500 episodes, we need to have Discord chat on stream. So get ready for that. We're going to do Discord, which, by the way, if you haven't been here for April 1st when we did Discord, it is hilarious. It is so fun. It's just too much fun that we can't do it all the time. All right, guys. Oh, base case. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Hey, listen really quickly. I made a mistake. I knew freaking mentioning mods by individual names, I would miss somebody. Listen, guys, base case, Casey Gasca. Base case is an amazing mod. Base case, by the way, I'm going to be late to teach because it's so important that I take the time to do this. Base case was the original mod, the OG mod. Okay. So shout out to the grayest of mods. Not that he's actually gray, but like whatever. Base case has done a lot for the community, but I want to point out that base case is responsible. When my audio sounds good, it's because of base case. When my audio sounds bad, it's because I've tinkered with what base case has done. Okay. So, base case, I don't know if you watched yesterday, but hold on. Really quick, just to give everybody an idea, base case is probably going to hold out on me. I've got this massive freaking mixing board base, and you'll notice there's nothing plugged into it. I think this is a touchscreen. I don't know what I'm doing. And we're going to be doing a live video podcast in person on Thursday with Charles Finfrock. That's right. This whole studio setup back here, it's going to be live. Thursday, Simply Cyber Live right here. Charles is going to be sitting in that chair right there. So shout out, and I love base case. And I said, Josh, Stefan Waldvogel. I guess Stefan Waldvogel was, we have the Discord server because of Stefan Waldvogel. He pushed me into it, and I'm so grateful that he did. All right. I'm Jerry. Your chat, before I stick my foot in my mouth any further, I want to say thank you all so very much. You guys are the best. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. And until next time, I'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Stay secure. Everybody, I hope you enjoyed that content. Keep the cybersecurity train going by connecting with the other Simply Cyber community resources. We have the Discord server that's lively and always keeps the conversation going. You can connect with me directly on LinkedIn. And also every single weekday morning on the Simply Cyber channel, we're doing live daily cyber threat briefings, 8 a.m. Eastern time, as well as Thursday at 4:30 p.m. We're doing live stream interviews with industry experts, and we produce videos that we push out every Wednesday morning.
I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I hope you enjoyed the content, and we'll see you in the next one.